first film producer that had to go film
Oh, here we go.
dying and reliving frogs today.
I see. Stream will begin soon on Twitch.
We are.
Twitching
We are
it.
live. Here.
Twitching it well.
I need makeup.
You don't
No,
need
I
makeup, bud. You're good.
My name is Delicious. You look delicious, Craig.
Vicious and delicious.
That should have been a tag. Was that a tag team? It was a tag team, no?
It was.
Wait.
I
It was
Vicious.
delicious.
It was Norton and Bagwell.
God damn it.
Got Norton.
Vicious and delicious.
We are live on YouTube. Also.
Buff Bagwell, who's
Thank you,
appears to be
guys.
doing good,
Yeah, he did.
thankfully.
Yes.
Glad he's. I've got
Will
elimination.
he still come out? Will he still come out for a strippergram? Cuz I know you call it.
He might be doing little cameos or. I think he does that now.
Hey, Cruz! Happy birthday from Buff Bagwell.
Yeah. Hey, Cruz. I would rather get one from
Hey,
Big
Cruz.
Papa Pop. Got your hookup, Cruz. I love you, hear me?
Cool. A little blowback. A little blowback there.
That was my
Yeah.
phone.
Oh,
Oh,
so you're watching this.
It's got us on a delay. It's smart. It knows us.
It knows. It
It
knows.
It knows.
Better
when
watch out, these
Christmas
boys
coming.
here. Now we got
Dirty,
Elimination
dirty.
Chamber. This is the Elimination Chamber Go Home show of Unscripted. Yeah, it's
Still
going to be
only
very
four-
exciting.
So I
Still
didn't
in
realize
formation?
this last week. It's going to be at the Rogers Center, which is Skydome.
Oh, yeah.
Who
So,
knew until I looked
I-
it up? Well,
I didn't know that either.
so
I
it's
did not know
Skydome,
that.
home of WrestleMania 6, home of WrestleMania 18. And so I went on the site. I clicked on Rogers Center on Wikipedia and just went over there. And WrestleMania 18 still holds the attendance records for that building.
Wow.
Over 68,000 people. They've not
It
broken
looks
that
so
record.
much smaller. I wonder if they like reduce the
I'm sure they-
capacity
I'm sure
from,
they
like,
revamped
five
it.
No,
rooms
so
to an eighth room.
there's going to be about 30,000 people at Elimination Chamber tomorrow. The setup is for 30 or
What?
32, I think. So yeah, it's not. I don't think they opened up the whole arena. It's closed off. To your point, Craig, like the stage is going to be pulled up, so they did not sell enough tickets, and I don't think they tried to. I think the arrangement's always been for like 32,000 the whole time. So I don't think they tried to sell it out.
Interesting.
That
It's
Yeah,
Toronto
there's-
it's great fans. I mean, was it last time there for PLE was Sammy and Roman? Was that Toronto?
that was Toronto. Yeah. Last
Yes.
Elimination Chamber. Yeah. That actually was.
Crowd is hot, man. It's going to be a good crowd.
I mean, I get that it's only chamber. I don't know what that means, but like, I feel like you could have done more than 30,000 plus. I don't know.
So well, the thing is, and again, I don't
It's
like believing the internet hype, like because it's really a minority. But at the
Mhm.
same time, like it's going around now too, and they have, I don't want to say they have soft sales because we still have 2 months before WrestleMania, and whatever happens here at the Elimination Chamber, and I'll get into it later about my feelings about how this needs to hook us right now. Like Elimination Chamber needs to get us hyped for WrestleMania because I don't feel tingles in my area like
I
about
do.
WrestleMania yet.
In your area.
But
loins.
their arrangement setup is only like 52 to 58,000 for each night of WrestleMania, and they've only sold like 41,000 tickets for each night. So they're not moving the tickets quickly, and a lot of people are like, are we seeing the price blowout? Are we seeing the or burnout, I should say?
You know what I think?
Did they
yeah.
just extend their reach too far too soon, and then now people are like, fuck off, like we're not going to go to your stupid events because we have to sell our vehicles to do that? I don't know. The internet wrestling fan always reacts way too quick before anything.
They don't know what
plays
they're
out,
talking
so
about.
I'm not siding with them.
They are
I'm
not
just
accurate on
saying
a lot
that
of things.
Are we seeing like early WWE blowout? I mean, they could put 14,000 people in a building for SmackDown tonight, but I mean, when are we going to go broke? When are we going to go broke?
I
is my
don't,
question.
I
I don't know,
I
brother.
don't know if you
I don't
call it
know.
early.
I don't
I
think
hate
it's
to be the corp. Why you make me defend corporations?
No, because
right now,
it
but-
is that bad. I mean, I don't know if you've seen ticket prices. It absolutely.
Well, what I'm saying is, I don't
It's
think it's going to
horrifying.
end up being that bad when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I mean,
you think they'll sell the tickets?
I think they still will, yeah.
But just I don't know if you can call it a pre, like it was too soon, like they went too hard too fast. I'm like, if you're a corporation, you're gonna take all the money you can as quickly as
Sure.
you can, as long as
Sure.
you can. So that being said, yeah, it's too expensive. It's too
It is
expensive.
expensive.
It is too fucking expensive.
And it's not just wrestling either. So after the pandemic, and it has not laid up. It's like any side of live act is crazy. Like look at any concert tickets and that plus like
Yeah.
There we go.
Ticketmaster's like what do they call it? Tiered pricing or whatever. You're just fucked
Nice.
whatever you do. So it's like even stand-up comedians like Shane Gillis in an arena starts at like $90 or something like here. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, regular shows,
show's
like just
terrible.
regular small shows. Everything's up,
Yeah.
but
Well, we already talked about that. You just got to decide when enough is enough and
I gotta
stop
take goddamn
buying it.
It's
Becky
the
sunglasses off
consumer
now.
always has the power. I don't know why. The more that people buy this shit and fill these arenas out, the more they're going to keep doing it. So the second that
Right.
we stop and go, you know what?
You know
No,
what,
like,
Jess?
we
It's
just don't,
because
like-
it's a lot of these fans' jobs to fucking go to this show and to report on it. And that's fucking.
I love that.
Out of
I
their
love that.
jobs.
They're
Yeah.
fucking
It's my-
jobs.
it's
My
my
job. I don't.
So
like,
I can't believe I have to
don't
sell
like
my
that.
fucking house, but it's my
If you
fucking
don't
job
like
to go
it,
to this
don't watch.
fucking
And they're
show.
like, well,
And
it's my job. I have 52
My job,
followers
dog.
on X.
YouTube just cut the stream out, by the way, for the cussing.
Did they
Did it
No,
really?
they, no,
No,
they
no,
didn't.
no. It's just
Oh my god! Don't
How
you
many
dare.
times we're
I hate
fucking-
YouTube. I really hate YouTube.
I hate
But
that
yeah.
too.
So
I
I
really hate
need
those
this.
too.
I need this show to hook me into WrestleMania. I don't feel it, and again. I know Triple H. Has
I'm more
slow
interested in it
burns,
than
and
last year's.
I trust the process, and I'm all good. I think we are going to see. And by the way, their last like 3 or 4 PLEs has been good. That's to me. That's all it's been. Royal Rumble was fine. Survivor Series was fine. Like, and it could have been better, but it was fine.
I thought Royal Rumble was way
SummerSlam
better than Survivor Series, though. Like,
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I
that-
totally agree with that.
You are
and-
seeing some cracks in the overall like WWE is God kind of stuff on the IWC. It's like there were 2 stories this week about the women.
that's
being
always
unhappy
gonna
how they're
happen.
that's
booked.
so
No,
stupid.
I know, but like even just more than I've
That-
noticed usual.
You know why that started? You know why that one started? And it literally, I watched it happen live as it started unfolding and trending. Just
Yeah.
because Fightful said, "Oh well, I have a story from 2 years ago when I talked to someone backstage about the women not being happy about their spot in the Rumble. You guys want me to write a story about that?" And then that came out, and everyone started going off of that. That's literally what it came from. It's
I
so
can't see
stupid.
People, I mean, there's always going to be. We've all worked for
It's
companies
so
and
dumb.
stuff like that. There's always going to be unhappy employees, even in a really healthy company, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's always going to be unhappy people in wrestling. It's just always, especially wrestlers, because they all have to be individually like super cocky and confident in themselves to fight.
Yeah,
this
for
spot.
sure.
So like, you're always going to have these egos that are like, oh, they just didn't treat me right, or they ignored me, and it's like, I mean, there's always going to be a percentage in every company and every whether it's
It's like-
entertainment
But
or
it's been a while since I've heard like they're not doing the women right, or they are not like so when the Rock
Once again,
was
so
back, he
stupid.
was on a poster like
Yeah.
it is, but I'm just saying.
No, that's
trending-wise,
it. It
you
started
haven't
from
heard
that.
A lot of big like.
It literally
You haven't
started
heard a
from
lot of
that.
big
It
things.
literally started from that one
WWE is a
story.
Yeah,
And then there's one every
WWE.
day.
I
Is
watched it live.
is-
I watched it as the trend started happening. I was watching it live, and it was so ridiculous. I'm like, these people are, I don't know.
WWE
So ridiculous.
fans are like a snake that eats its own tail, like all the time, and they
Oh.
always watch WWE. They always
It's not,
do.
it's not WWE. It's wrestling fans, Jess.
Yeah, they always do. They'll watch the product and they like it, but then like they wait for one stupid thing, like which in every company it's like you can't please everybody in WWE. You just can't. Because you're the biggest machine, you're the biggest company. You can't please everybody. They're not going to do everything. And when I was in my 20s, I was the same way. Like I'm not going to deny it. But as I got older, and especially now, I am just more comfortable sitting and watching and letting it entertain me. And I may not like all of the choices as far as like the people they make win individual matches, but you got to stand back and look at the whole scope and be like, who's being pushed, who's not being pushed. You can't judge it off one show. If one show disappoints you, then just stop watching wrestling, because you're going to be disappointed like a lot in wrestling. It's just the way it works. You're disappointed when you watch your television shows or your movies or whatever. There's always a small part of even a successful movie. Oh, that was just a bunch of fan service, but it made $1 billion and everybody loved it. But then you're going to have this minority that's like, it's just a bunch of stupid shit. It's like there's no pleasing it. The bigger the WWE gets, the more the cancer spreads, like in the internet wrestling community, because
They are the worst.
They're mad at WWE for whatever reason. I don't know why.
It's like,
You'd be mad.
it's like, are you saying that WWE is like Green Day?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're mad that AEW,
I mean, they've always sucked. I never liked it.
If you're not mad that AEW is not doing
Whoa,
well,
bro.
I've never liked
slow
his
down.
voice. I've never liked his voice. I hate it.
No,
Come
bro,
on,
no,
welcome
it's not
to
even-
the
don't.
I like some of their
Don't get too
songs.
far
Don't get
off
me
the
wrong.
tangent. What I'm saying is like Green Day had this like great following when it was small and it was underground, and when it went mainstream,
But that's
all of the
everything,
like
Dave.
all the
what
low
you're
key
saying-
fans started to hate them.
Oh my god,
and
this
that's
threw
what
me off.
WWE
The
is.
stream
like,
is
so
delayed,
now,
and I'm looking at the stream. I'm talking to you guys.
WWE.
Yeah,
But
Metallica.
WWE is like mainstream, and all those low key.
It happened with
fans are
Metallica a lot.
I don't like it. I need
mean,
more
yeah,
title changes.
in the late '80s, Metallica was the fucking underground band, man. And then like the second they made the Black Album, they're like, they suck. They betrayed us. They sold out. I'm like, why would you get into any industry to not make as much money as you possibly can? Answer me that question. Like,
Well,
I'm
and
just
then they
saying.
did this some kind of monster documentary where they were like with a therapist in a sweater for the whole
Oh,
time.
God.
it
that was
totally
like-
I
derailed.
can't work.
Yeah.
I can't work past 9:30 because I have a drinking problem. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snake
I
that eats
remember.
snake that eats its own tail. That's just the way this country
That's
is
wrestling.
wired.
And
Listen.
they tried to take on Ticketmaster, and we called them pussies too. And now we should have let them. We should have been more
Yeah, we
supportive.
should have let
But hey,
them stop it.
Yeah, maybe Pearl Jam is right. Yeah. Sorry, Pearl Jam.
Don't call me daughter.
Pearl Jam, Metallica, they all
tried
tried
to
to take them on.
tell you so.
They all lost. They all fucking lost their ass.
I love Pearl Jam. I'll
Don't
listen. to them all.
pay the ticket fees. It's too much.
That's like they're a good like Saturday early afternoon. You got the garage opening. I can just
Pearl Jam, yeah.
oh
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
I fucking-
But so our
Oh, yeah.
match is here.
Tomorrow, yeah. Elimination
for the
Chamber.
There's
Elimination-
neighbors that hate you for that, cuz I'm just.
I was
gonna
just
let you
thinking that too. I was like, I bet the neighbors don't like Pearl Jam. But...
It's okay because I'm watching Elimination Chamber. John
I
Cena.
guess it's the best.
He's back
Yeah,
now.
because-
Chris, you think you can turn it down? Don't call me daughter.
Yeah, don't call me daughter.
All right,
No,
Steve,
no. Sorry.
Don't call
I know
me
you're doing
Cruz.
your podcast, but can you turn it down? It's midnight.
Alvarez is saying, "Don't call me Cruz," or I'm saying, "Don't call me Cruz." Alvarez. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Jess.
The matches for tomorrow are Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in an
Banger.
unsanctioned match.
Banger alert.
That's I mean, and they're in Toronto, and everyone's gonna die, and it's gonna be great. Then we have Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, my wife, taking on Nia Jax and Candice LeRae in a tag team match.
Pretty good.
Sure.
Be good.
Nia's
Naya's gone really soft lately. I don't know why, but
I don't get it.
Wait, who's got really soft?
Naya, she's totally like I don't know if someone like reprimanded her or something, but she's totally like just like pillowing all of her.
Gentle.
Yeah, she's
Well,
like
I would argue
She
that
was-
she can do less and still be more.
She would stop hurting people. That's the thing.
Oh my god, who did she
yeah,
hurt?
we need
Who
we
did she
need
hurt
we need Big
recently?
Van Naya.
Like a lot of people. Like she hurts people almost every time she's out there, Dave. You got to understand this.
We need Big
Well, I'm
Van
just
Naya
saying,
back.
Did you hear about something I didn't hear about?
No, not
No, I
recently. She has not. Like I
You
don't think
just said
so.
she was reprimanded, meaning like or because
I
she was
didn't- I
reprimanded.
didn't-
Yeah, I was just thinking like,
Because
oh, well,
she was
you know,
reprimanded, meaning why would they reprimand her
It's-
unless she was hurting?
I'm
people?
only
That's
saying that
obviously
because
why
it's
somebody
very
would.
obvious that she's toned down like a lot
Could
on her
I-
offense
could I
lately.
argue
So
that
I don't know if
when
any
Nia
of these things
falls on her
happen.
ass and goes, "Oh my hole," and it's hilarious when a
I
big
thought-
woman falls and hurts her hole, and she says, "Ow, my hole."
That shit was funny.
Like that was fucking funny.
It was
she
ridiculous.
doesn't need to like go ape.
Yeah,
like,
well,
she
and I
doesn't
think
need to go
Dave,
crazy
did you
no
say
more.
Dave? Less is more. Less is more. Like for
That's
big.
what, that's what
for
I'm saying.
bigger,
Yeah.
like she should absolutely like just kind of whatever one move. Like she should, if she's doing 3 moves in 60 seconds, she should cut it down to 1 move,
Oh.
and then let him sell.
I want
and
more.
make it
I want more
devastating, yeah.
pictures of Bloody Nose Becky Lynch. I want more of that from Nia.
Yeah.
We
I mean, it
want
doesn't
Big
make
Van
it worse.
Naya.
Bro,
It's
Becky
Nia
should
time.
Thank her. Becky should thank her every time she sees her. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're
bet she
welcome,
does.
Becky.
Like
You're
quarterbacks
welcome.
by their offensive line like new cars. I bet
Naya's the
Becky
greatest of
buys,
all time.
Nia
Like
a
that's
new
it's
car
it's
like
that
every
easy.
Christmas.
She
Nia
should.
creates
She
stars.
fucking
Nia
amazing.
is a fucking superstar factory. Like she creates.
Girl, Nia, you have a new car, and she's like, yeah, Becky.
Look what she did to Charlotte. Remember when she was slapping Charlotte around too? Like, I'm our bitch.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. The
Great.
fucking feud with I miss that kind of stuff. Sorry, go
We
ahead.
need Nia back.
And then
How
we
much
have
she
the women's elimination chamber match. We have Liv Morgan versus Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss versus Bailey versus Naomi versus Roxanne Perez.
That's gonna be a banger.
I think all the chamber matches. These
No
need to hook
yo.
us. These need to hook. These need to hook us for. These need to hook us for WrestleMania. Like
I'm
these
hooked.
chamber matches, I will put.
If you want to hook us, you put Io Sky in that.
I'm already
shit
hooked.
every time. What
Oh.
are we doing?
Someone just followed us.
Cool.
Yeah. Then we have
Thank
the
you for whoever
men's
did that.
elimination chamber. We have Jonathan
have this-
Cena the third. We have John Cena. We have CM Punk. We have Drew McIntyre, the Uncrowned Heavyweight
look.
Champion. We have Logan Paul. We have Damian Priest, and we have Seth freaking Rollins.
Thank you,
in the
baby
men's
Alexis.
elimination chamber.
I'm
Girl.
prepared for the biggest underwhelmment of the Elimination Chamber
Wait,
for the
whoa.
men's.
Explain yourself. Like it is
But-
the match will be good.
I don't see it. Well, I'm not saying the match won't be good. Like Jess, you said this better tantalize you for WrestleMania.
Yeah. I need the hook.
I'm hooked.
I'm not seeing the hook here. I'm just not.
Really.
I want to be wrong. I'm not seeing it. I don't, because let's be real. John Cena doesn't tantalize me if he wins. CM Punk definitely does not. Does not cut the check.
What if The Rock is going to play in somehow with the Cody?
That's why I'm
and I Want
hooked.
Your Soul, and
Yeah,
I want
I wasn't hooked with The Rock until that. I know it was a weird
I'd argue
promo, but that
I'd
hooked
argue
me.
Cody's
That
gonna tell
hooked
him
me.
no. Cody's gonna turn later.
No, yes,
Like,
but
this
is The Rock
fodder
gonna?
for down the road?
Is Cena gonna go with The Rock? Is CM Punk gonna say, "I need my WrestleMania moment"? It's like
I need a favor, Paul. There's gonna be.
I think
something-
Rock is just
cashed in.
Rock is just tapping in, dude. He's just tapping into that whatever that Hawaiian gangster movie he's going to be in with Martin Scorsese. He's tapping into his gangster boss side, and I love it. Like
all I'm saying is like the men's match has done nothing for me to go, wow, I'm really excited about this.
really.
I'm not.
I'm hooked, dude.
Well, let's put it this way. I'm not excited if John Cena wins. I'm just not. John Cena is here to put everyone else over on his way out. If they want to grant him a title on a B pay-per-view to let him beat Ric Flair, it's fucking fine. That's fine. But the WrestleMania moment is not John Cena. And by the way, the WrestleMania moment is not CM Punk. I just can't. No.
the promos today they
No,
did.
you're
The
saying
promos
that
they did
because-
today were good enough to
I'm saying for me.
To also
I'm not
sell.
saying for what
But I
it
mean,
is.
you're saying that
for
Punk,
him. Yeah, for him.
that like it's almost like Punk is kind of like
It's
that
gone.
he's really turned himself around. That even though he's been very public about all I wanted was WrestleMania event, now he knows if I get the WrestleMania event, people are just going to think they gave it to me. So you think that now Punk is going to be like, you know what?
You
I'll
could say
never
it
have
that
a
way.
WrestleMania event.
You could say it that way. Either way, he doesn't. It's gone. It's past. He
Dave,
can't
I
do
have
it.
to remind you that I was correct about him having passion and coming back to the wrestling business.
I'll drink a shoey for you right now on that
I
one.
need to
Because,
know. I'm not asking.
no,
for
no,
that.
no.
I'm just-
Because I'll make it clear. I told Jess he's never coming back, and he's been back forever now, and I deserve a shoey on someone's shoe part, even though I
And-
won
and
that
he's a
bet
hero.
on a technicality. He's not.
I
my-
understood.
And what I will say is, I love the feuds that he's doing. The stuff with Drew was fantastic, dude. It's not. These guys are old.
I don't
bro.
think.
It's over.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't think it
I'm-
necessarily means he's going to win the title. Like I think he's going to be more involved with Seth and Roman, if anything.
I want to
Something's
ride
gonna go
this
on
for a
there.
second. So, okay, I'm looking at the
Please.
list here. So, Dave has eliminated Cena and Punk. Okay, Dave. Now we
Yes.
have Drew McIntyre, we have
Uh-huh.
Logan Paul, we have Damian Priest or Seth Rollins. The winner is going to get a shot at Cody at WrestleMania.
I would be more excited about Drew even if he loses. Like Drew would be the best
I
possibility.
love what you're saying.
Well, that's where the whole Rock thing
like that.
comes into play.
But
Because
that-
if
but
Cody
Jess,
denies
isn't
it, like
that-
who's the Rock
isn't
going to
that the
go to?
problem,
You know?
though? Isn't that the problem though? Once you eliminate Punk and Cena, you're like, well, what are they gonna do? There's nothing built here for like 2 months away. It doesn't. None of it makes sense. I know you can do a lot of work in Raw and SmackDown in 2 months. I get that
I
with
think
story.
the mic work like between Punk and Cody up to WrestleMania will be amazing. Especially if,
Oh, someone made a
been
great
amazing
case
so
today.
far.
Someone made a great case today just with the My Way video that they packaged of Cody and CM Punk's whole history from when they both were in WWE the first time. Like,
Yeah,
I think there's actually a great story there that they can tell. And I think there's a lot of angles they can go.
I don't. If Punk wins a world title at WrestleMania, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, it doesn't even mean he has to
I
win.
might stop watching for a while.
It doesn't mean he
because
even has to
any-
win.
You're now the new Brock Lesnar. You're what you hated. You are what you actually hated and bitched about for 10
well,
years.
because says maybe he doesn't win.
And the other thing is the rumor is
So
maybe the triple threat main event where night one it's Rollins versus
Please no.
Roman versus
Please
Punk.
no.
I know I don't want that.
Oh no, okay, no, wait a minute. Well, okay. Oh, that's another. That's another.
It would be fine,
like,
but
so much shit right now. Because
That's what I'm saying.
There's
There's
2 nights of WrestleMania, so they could do something on night 1 like they did with the tag match
Yeah.
last year that plays into night 2. Okay.
there's a lot of angles. That's why I'm interested because I'm more
You
interested
guys are
in
getting me hooked in WrestleMania. Fuck elimination.
okay, yeah,
I don't
because
care what-
last year
We
was
just
too
need this
predictable.
podcast. Fuck.
But then if
last
they don't
year-
do anything that you guys suggest, I'm gonna stop watching. I'm not gonna do this.
Last year was too predictable. I'm more interested in this year because I don't know where they're gonna go, and there's so many interesting angles playing into it. Like last year was so predictable. I knew.
I see
You
angles.
know what
I
my big
just don't
fear
see
is, cuz
interesting
you know
ones.
my big fear is that they don't do any of it. That's my big fear because I have to admit lately with some of the stuff like Wyatt 6 and all that stuff, they haven't been doing stellar. I'm afraid, and I've been waiting for this at Survivor Series. I was like, ooh, maybe there's going to be a little. I mean, I don't expect a big blowaway re-debut or a debut
No.
every pay-per-view. I think that's silly.
They were waiting for all the
I mean,
the pieces like Alexa Bliss just came back.
And then they had the B pay-per-views, and then the Survivor Series. Oh, okay, it says Bloodline versus Bloodline. Here we go, and nothing happened. And then I'm just like, okay, Royal Rumble. Here we go. Things happened, but they didn't happen. And I'm like, okay, like I need this. This is why I say I need this pay-per-view to make something happen a little bit, and then lead us into WrestleMania, which more things will happen. But I mean, I don't know.
Well, once again, if you want to go with the Bloodline stuff, they've already told us that they're in the third inning. So that I don't expect anything crazy until Mania, like closer to Mania, for stuff to happen. Because if they're gonna drag it out, I mean, they got more family members that are coming. So it's like that's the thing.
Who won the U.S. elimination?
I know the main event was Fatu, LA Knight, and Braun Strowman.
So Fatu's got to win.
Braun didn't win. Come on.
It has to be LA Knight, maybe, right?
Fatu better have won.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, no, it would have to be LA Knight because Shinsuke has the
this
title.
guy to be a monster, and I watched his match with Andrade, and I watched it, and they went 50-50. It was a great match, but I don't know that you should book Fatu 50-50 with anybody because he's a monster.
We got a comment from Craig,
No.
not related to our podcast. Boys are talking about Mania. Thanks, Craig, for that comment.
What did Craig say?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to go.
So tell everybody to shut up and let me talk.
You know what? I don't see it. I'm not gonna be able to tell you anything right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's just a lot of. I think there's a lot of interesting angles going into it.
I don't see it, and I'm not saying the fact that I don't see.
You guys just got me ramped up, so don't let me down, David, because don't you fucking.
What Dave? Dave said he doesn't see it.
I've not been. I didn't watch Raw this week. I haven't been really keeping up with the.
I did,
but I have what we've been talking about. I truly am with the Rock thing. He's got to have a big thing. I think.
Gonna be interesting.
They're not gonna. I don't think they'll end with the men's elimination chamber, but I think the Rock will definitely interfere. And in my head, I have him helping Cena win.
But can we talk about the Rock for a minute then? So I know that they could kind of hit the reset button whenever they want, but I mean, last year, like he beat Cody bloody outside of a bus, and he kept threatening Mama Rhodes and all that stuff. And then he came back for whatever celebration. Was it Netflix, the premiere episode or whatever? Yeah. And he had a
shot. They had a shot together.
And then a shot together. Listen, I know wrestling's silly Billy, but at the same time, like, don't insult my intelligence. And then he gets out there and he has this promo where he turns heel, turns face, turns heel, turns face. He's like, I love you, crowd. Shut up, crowd. I love you, crowd. Shut up, crowd.
You guys have WrestleMania in 26? Okay.
He calls Cody out there and he's like, you're cool, man. They love you, man. I love you. I love you. Like,
our family.
Now I want your soul. Yeah, I want your soul. It's like, what are you doing? Like,
did you ever?
Because he's the new VKM. He's the new Vince McMahon now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well,
I know, but he beat Cody bloody in front of a bus last year.
But he's also the CEO. That was Rock the Superstar beating him up. Now he's the CEO. I'm saying that's how he's doing it, like he's got to put that behind him. Now he's got to act like Big Boss.
Podcast had a boss that knew you were talented and told everyone that you were talented but couldn't tell you. You guys all had that? I'll see. Just drink to that. So what I'm telling you is
good point.
That's what The Rock is doing. The Rock is like
okay.
The Rock is like, yeah, I'm your boss, but I want your. And he had drinks with him, and he's like, you're doing good, buddy, but don't tell anybody I told you that. Let's have a drink. And then he's like, now I want your soul. I want your cell phone on 24 hours, just in case I need to give you a call.
He's the Piper. Hey, the Piper, dude. That's what he is.
That's a good description, Dave. It's a good point. But why would Cody say yes?
Buttered him up.
I mean, I think it's.
I think
Cody's champion.
I feel like
he's the biggest babyface. He sells the most merchandise.
I feel like
why would Cody ever say yes?
Because I feel like he's going deeper than that. I think it's.
No, I know he's not. I know he's not. But to the storyline that we're watching, why would The Rock even think in storyline? Why would he think that Cody would say yes? Cody's like, why would I say yes to you? I'm already champion.
That's why he said.
I guess The Rock could say I'm going to make your life hell if you
don't.
Well,
there it is. There it is. That's what I'm saying. That's what it is. He's like, he knows he's going to say no initially, but he's going to torture him so badly that he's going to eventually.
He's hanging your future of your wife and kid. Remember how he said that?
Something like Cody's going to say no initially, but the pressure has been weighing on Cody. They've showed it through the CM Punk promos with him.
Exactly.
Cody is going to churn, but it's not going to be because of this ultimatum at Chamber.
No.
It will happen.
Oh, who sent that? Was it Cuz or Dave that sent the thing where Triple H on X was like, get ready for an industry
industry changing.
Like, I swear to God, I think he says it every show, though, doesn't
he? I mean,
Get ready for an industry.
It changes in one way or another.
Karrion Kross.
It's not. I mean, hey, you're gonna find out. Yeah, Triple H is gonna pull off the mask and just be carrying the whole time.
Cuz is
You insulted Cruz so hard on that.
Talk about stop
Karrion Kross
watching. If
Yeah.
Karrion Kross is anything in the main event, I'm like, I'm out.
Nah, he's.
Seconds to talk about.
Oh, you
Karrion
like him
Kross.
as a wrestler? Come on.
I do. I just don't.
So
I
we
don't
should-
everything you're having him do is boring. Sorry, go ahead.
Why do you love him so much and you're so hyped?
Because he is doing all the character work. No one's paying attention to the character work. He is doing actually a lot. It sucks that it's mostly on social media, but it is still related to all the story. Like the Sami Zayn fucking mock video that he did was hilarious. Him calling the
He's funny. Like
him calling the
I
hospital.
like him.
Him calling the hospital, say, did he get the El Generico mask? Like, it's fucking funny. Like, but he's doing all even not with just Sami Zayn, every other person that he's been, feuding with or like trying to go after. He's doing stuff. He's cutting the promos. I don't know what he's like supposed to be. I don't know if he's supposed to be like the devil's right hand man going around corrupting everybody. That's what it seems like.
No,
I have a feeling the company doesn't know. The company doesn't know either.
They don't even know he's there.
It's called a virus, cuz.
What are you doing
It's
here?
called a virus. And
That's-
everything he
But
touches
what would be
dies.
the
There you
payoff
go.
of him? Like, what would be the payoff? Like, he doesn't scare
That's
me
my question.
anymore because
What
he
is-
tries to be
what is
funny
the-
sometimes. Like, but he does have that edge where he could like he's really good at.
He's
like,
great,
having
dude.
he'll start a particular skit or backstage segment or whatever as like happy-go-lucky, and then he ends it like this. Like, and he's really believable. Like, he's a legit tough guy. Like, he's so talented. Like, he really is.
He's listening to
Like,
this right now, and
it's
he just unfollowed us. Thanks,
I'm
Jess.
more
Thanks, bud.
mocking the fact that like nothing is working with him, and I don't know why. It's more confusing than anything.
Is it? I mean, I don't know.
Did Vince ruin him forever with the helmet? Like, is my question. Like, I
think
just
he's
don't
been
know.
working on his social media profile and his IWC stuff too. It's like and friend of the program.
But is he?
Thanks,
yes,
Karen.
he
Ross, I
is.
think it's
So
he's doing it kind of backdoor in a kind
I
of a
don't
strange
want.
That's what
him
I'm
to
saying.
Break me in half like he did the bat. I don't want that. I'm just saying, Mr. Cross, that like I just feel like you never get a reaction, and like. What else do we have to do? They put a faction around him, and then now they fired the faction. And then his wife is super attractive, and I'm not saying that's the only reason why, but they have the complete package. Those two, like they have.
It's just kind of like we always say. Not everyone's going to be the world champion. Not everyone's going to have an Austin Pop. There's some, no, but I'm just saying, like
I would like for him to get a reaction. That's there. Let's have a pop.
But with his character right now, I don't like. He's going around poisoning everybody.
I love how you called him Mr. Cross, like he was gonna come. And
like Dave said, he's the poison.
He breaks the bat. I don't like that.
He's getting a lot of love, and he deserves.
You see that video where he broke the bat?
Yeah, he broke. No, did you see the video where he broke 3 bats? He broke 3 bats.
If you don't want Karrion
He broke
Kross
3
to
bats.
come to your door, maybe don't hit on his wife on social media though. Don't do that.
I'm not hitting on his wife. I'm just saying she's attractive. That's fine.
And you just.
But that touches on everything though, like the bloodline, like how we were talking about the blood.
virus is coming for Jess, and he's taking.
I'm telling you,
OWF
I saw him right now, right there in that door that's opening behind you, Jess. He's he's gonna be back there like this, like standing right behind Jess.
Title, Jess.
You see Jess' camera go up.
He's super talented. His comrade says he checks all the boxes, but what
He does.
I don't know.
He does.
Maybe because is right. Maybe this whatever's like will be the end game for him. It'll get over. I just don't see it.
And it's not necessarily like he's just playing. He's playing his role. He's like, I don't know, like Dave was saying, he's the poison. He's going around. He's the virus. Some guys that's maybe that's what he likes doing. It's allowing him to tap into this character that he's really into. That he's more into that, like that Wyatt, like that culty dark type of character. That's not always going to get the biggest reactions unless you are like a big spectacle like the Wyatt family. Which to go back to that. They're bringing
get the big reactions, except that of all people that I thought would help the Wyatt Six out, and even what Cross is doing, it would be Triple H, and it's just not working, and I don't know why. Like,
well, you got to think about that. They just moved the Wyatts to SmackDown. Braun I know he's been back now, but he just came back, and Alexa Bliss just came back. All those pieces needed to fall back into place.
When have you seen the Wyatt Six? When was the last time you saw them?
They've been showing. No, they've been showing their little teasers and everything with Alexa now. They're bringing them back for her. But because she was supposed to be a huge role. She was supposed to play a huge role for the beginning.
Yeah, like what about a match though? When was the last match?
Well, then they'll come back like a way because they just got drafted to SmackDown too.
You didn't answer the question. When was their last match?
Against the Bestament and Karrion Kross. I'm saying, yeah.
But this is
that was the last one.
Problem that I'm trying to explain. Like, how many matches are there for Chamber, Jess? You just announced them, right? Four. I can't
see, and that I'll actually push back on that. I think when it's the big gimmick pay-per-views, that's fine. Because you have a Rock and Cody segment too, by the way. That's going to go on.
Right, that'll fill
Well,
up.
again,
But
yeah,
when it's the big
well,
elimination, the Royal Rumble, the Survivor Series matches, it's fine if there's 4 because those 2 matches always go like an hour or more. I mean, unless we want 6-hour pay-per-views again, like I don't want 6-hour pay-per-views again.
I don't want it either, you know, and I'm going to defend Joe here a little bit and kind of back his play. Not every entrance has to be fucking 8 minutes long either.
Well, that too,
So
for sure.
if you cut that down, you can have a 5th match, and you can have Karrion Kross on the pay-per-view. You can have the Wyatt 6 on the pay-per-view. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm not understanding. Like, if I'm getting those kind of entrances on Raw and SmackDown where I can really see Seth get get all of his stuff through and have his segments, and he's talking for 10, 20 minutes, I don't need an 8, 12, 15-minute introduction of every person that's going into the chamber along with an hour match. I don't need that.
You know, if they do, they're not going to cut the entrances. They're just going to add the matches in with the long ass entrances. Like WrestleMania, we're going to see that. We're going to have 20 matches on each night, and all the entrances are still going to be there.
With an 80-yard fucking.
Yeah, and then a fucking 80-yard ramp
and if
to
that's
walk
the
through.
case, and if that's the case, and that's what they're going to do in Vegas, then why can't the pay-per-view be another hour? Because I can get up and take a piss during the commercial.
I could do one more hour.
Or if you're rich like Jess during the promos.
Yeah,
Or if you're smart like me and you have VPN, this episode is fun. No, I'm just kidding. Like, but you know, like because you can get the
He
Netflix.
just got frozen on that. Did you see that?
Right when
They
you-
got
right
me,
when you
they
did
got
that,
me.
You fucking froze.
No, I know you. Yeah, I
Hilarious.
froze.
Dude, that's AI at its finest. Just fucking knew you were gonna promote.
Oh,
illegal
shit.
That
and it
Polish,
froze your
that
ass.
Polish Wi-Fi he's at.
Ah.
Karrion Kross is on my side. He's like,
Glasgow. I'm in Glasgow. Okay, right. Get it right.
All I'm saying is there's time to make this work. You've advertised every corner of the ring. You've made all the money in the world you can make, and you're fucking it up now. Possibly, maybe give us an extra match for everything that we've been through and all the money we've given you. Just can you just give us 5 matches? Can you do that? Can you do that on a B pay-per-view on the cock? Can you do that for us?
When it's a normal B pay-per-view,
No.
then if they only do 5 matches, then I'll be in that on that same side. But I think like I said, the big gimmick pay-per-view or the big gimmick matches, and you have a Rock Cody segment. This one, I think.
Dude, I can get a Rock Cody segment on SmackDown. What are we talking
Yeah.
about? It's a
Well, I mean, that's
PLE.
what they have right now.
What
though.
are we talking about here?
The boss
We
said
just
so.
talked about how
The final boss said
no,
that.
Stop.
The
No,
final
stop.
boss said so.
Just stop it.
He said.
Stop it.
Why, you want to hear the truth? You want to hear the facts, Dave?
No, you don't want to hear them because you just talked about 5 minutes ago how you're mad that the Karrion Kross is only carrying on social media. How do you get?
No, I didn't get
Karrion
mad.
Kross
I'm not
on
mad about
social
that.
Media? Give him a fucking.
I didn't say I was
match.
mad.
Give him something on TV. No, you said you didn't like it.
I said it sucks that that's the only way that he's mainly
sucks
doing
that
it.
that's
But
yeah, it sucks that he's only doing this on social media. How do we get Karrion Kross across that? You give him a match on a PLE that matters. You give him something. You give the Wyatt 6 something. But I only have 4 matches tomorrow. I only have 4. What are we talking about? And by the way, I'm gonna see about 60 minutes worth of commercials, and I'm gonna see every bit of that mat sold out to Intuit and fucking Hulk Hogan's beer. I'm gonna see all of that. But I can't get.
I'm all right with
that. Shut the fuck up! What are you talking about?
hey,
What are
you calm down,
talking
buddy.
about?
No, you calm down, buddy.
How are stop? How are you
No.
simultaneously pissed about Karrion Kross?
I didn't say I was
only carrying on
pissed.
social
What did
media
I say I was
and
pissed?
defending-
Tell me where I
no,
said I was
and
pissed.
defending- No, you said
I said it sucks
It's
that
only-
that's the only
sucks
way
that
that
he's
he's
only
getting
carrying on
noticed.
social
Yeah.
media, and you still want to defend that there's only 4 matches.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it's the big gimmick pay-per-views.
Guys, I'm asking all of you this question. Why are we sucking this dick right now? Why are we
not sucking
doing
anyone's
that?
dick.
There needs to be more matches. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
I'm okay when
God
there's
damn
the
it.
like I
How
said,
is
the
that-
big
why
gimmick
is that so
pay-per-views.
hard?
Even if
Why
it's
is
one.
that so hard?
Well, I
Even
explained
if
my
it's
point.
one.
Just one. Just give me one.
I want five matches.
I have a
Hold on.
women's tag match that has no tag team title implications whatsoever. You can't give me one more match on top of it?
Oh, and that changed hands on Raw, right? The women's
That did.
tag titles?
Well, and that one they're giving
That's
for
another
Trish.
problem.
They're giving that match for Trish to be there for her
So I'm gonna
hometown.
breathe.
That's why.
We had an
That's why
Intercontinental
Trish.
match on Raw, by the way, that's like nobody cared about. Intercontinental women's match should have been way bigger. What are we doing? What are we doing?
AEW Revolution has more matches. I'm just saying.
What?
That's true.
Yeah, but they don't
Sometimes
have
they-
2 elimination
sometimes
chamber
too
matches
many.
too.
They have 7. 7. That's it.
Seven's
Seven?
not bad. Seven's not bad because they
You'd have to
cut
take
all
out
the
2
bullshit
at least for 2 elimination
do.
chamber matches.
That's 7 with no filler.
with no bullshit.
So they're all going to be
Like,
1
don't get me
hour
wrong,
classics.
They're gonna have two 30-minute matches, absolutely.
Why
and
am
I
I
know which
defending
I
AEW
know
right
which
now?
ones
God
will
damn
be
it.
that long.
Where did I go? Where did I go?
I don't know, man. You
tricked
went off the
with
rails.
I'm the cross of this podcast.
You did it. You're the virus. You're the
I laid the
virus.
seeds, you guys fought, and then I said
Yeah.
AEW.
And then you
all
sat
right.
back and you were like,
Yeah, but no one's going to remember
yeah.
Revolution 2 days after it happens,
"Over
unless there's a
4
botch.
matches, discuss."
Because Cruz,
I've-
you shut your mouth, Cruz.
That's come on. That's all everyone remembers from the last pay-per-view. So
Was what?
I mean, really, yeah, wrestling's so fucking fast anyway. I don't remember anyway. Like,
I only remember Buddy
after
Murphy hurting his
like,
fucking
2 days
ankle.
later,
That's
I'm
all I
like,
remember.
Ready to happen.
But yeah, let's have 10 matches on a 2-hour card.
It's 3.5
Let's fucking do it.
hours, cuz.
Oh,
and
sorry.
It's 7. I just said it's 7.
I know. I'm just
Yeah,
hyper. Like everyone else is, I'm being hyperbolic.
I was pretty high. I was pretty hyper.
Got
I'm
two.
calm down. I'm calm. I'm calm.
Got
Okay, I'm
2
calm.
chamber
I'm
matches,
calm.
and we get spoiled during those matches all the time. We're all
I
gonna
just
love it.
want them to hook
They're
me
gonna
into
be good.
WrestleMania. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is I just want.
I mean, if you guys watch NXT fucking PLEs, you guys would be more than fucking
I
happe.
do need to more.
You do need
because
to.
it's the NXT expert.
It literally
and
is the best
I
weekly
need,
show.
I need to watch it more.
It's better than Raw, better than
It gets
SmackDown.
good praise all over.
Better than Dynamite.
Social media. It gets
Better
good
than
praise
Collision.
from Cuz. It gets good praise
TNA.
from, and really just whatever Cuz says on this podcast about NXT is really the most important thing. But I
Because
mean,
it is
also in like the internet community, it gets a lot of praise too.
Yeah, I mean, like
NXT
even
is a
on
solid
Tuesday,
show.
even this past Tuesday was just fucking
Do you
really good.
think? I'm asking you because I don't know.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Is it better now than the black and gold?
I actually have that
The
conflict
original
with
Black and
within
Gold?
myself, like because it actually the wrestling is really excellent, and they're doing really good. I would almost say it's a
I mean, they are doing really good.
I
They're
miss the
doing good.
paintball era. I miss the color era.
no, you
That
don't.
was really fast.
No, you don't.
I-
You're such a
Like,
liar.
I like
I've
the
actually-
Richard McMahon rebuild.
I've actually had to sit there during some of the PLEs and be like, I kind of think this is better than Black and Gold now. I kind of think it is.
I just like that
Wow.
it's even approaching that level because like black and gold
Well,
was fucking funny.
It's even crazier when you think about a lot of them are coming from that NIL program, and a lot of them have never wrestled before.
Mm.
And you have to look at it too. I think a lot of us gravitated towards black and gold because the WWE product was such shit at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and they were bringing
I'm
all the
not
cool
saying-
indie
I'm not
guys,
saying
you know.
Black and gold wasn't good.
No, it was great.
The name Adam Cole, Shinsuke, Kevin Owens,
All the names,
Sammy,
yeah.
like Charlotte. Well,
It's
Charlotte,
because-
Rick, Rude, yeah.
It
all
was
that
because
stuff.
back then it was more understandable to think like, man, these guys may never go to the WWE. They may never come here, and then they do, and they show up.
Well, I would argue too that just to your point, we saw a lot of those. I mean, I know we was bringing this up, but we saw a lot of those guys, and we saw them in $20 ticket, Elks lodges. We saw Sammy El Generico. We saw him for $20. A lot of those people that came up, like you were watching NXT, 'cause you saw them. You saw them like. Like my wife.
still to this
my
day,
wife was
what-
scared to go back to an event because they spilled over into our seats, like literally, and
I mean,
it was in your face kind of wrestling. And then we see those guys in NXT, you gravitate, and on top of that, then you
Still
see
to this
someone like
day,
Bobby
one of my
Roode.
favorite one of my
know.
favorite house shows I've ever been to was the NXT Black and Gold in Riverside.
Oh yeah, we were
Fantastic.
close for that too.
I fucking
When
love
Drew-
that show. I
Drew
love
was
it.
champ, right?
Yeah, Drew was champ. He
I
fought
love that
Andrade,
show.
right?
Yeah.
Yep. It was a tag. I think it was a tag match.
Oh yeah, him and Alistair
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
Andrade.
the
and stuff.
NXT Arena show in New Orleans, the WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Or
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
yes,
That was
yeah.
that was better than
That was,
Mania.
that was the first when they
How
crowned the
did
North
that-
American
Better
title.
than Mania.
When they
Mhm.
crowned Adam
Ladder
Cole.
match.
I have
Ladder
that
match,
picture
yeah.
of him on the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's if you're saying it's coming close to that black and gold, because we definitely need to start.
You have to watch the
watching it.
PLEs for sure, at least. Go back and watch Vengeance Day. I'm
Right.
telling you, that tag
Weren't
match.
Were the Hardys on? No, they were in
Yeah, they
TNA,
were
not
on this
NXT,
week.
right?
No, they were
That's a pretty
on
awesome-
NXT this past
They
Tuesday.
were on
It's still,
NXT.
it's still pretty cool to see the Hardys back.
They fought no quarter catch crew, and
I
they're
don't,
awesome.
I don't care for them. I think they need to stop.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I get mad.
Jeff
I get
still
mad
looks
about
good,
them.
actually.
They look good.
Jeff
And they're
looks
in
good.
TNA. They look fine. They look better.
They definitely look
Someone-
better than they
They're
have.
Somebody
never
else
they're
is-
never going to get back on the main roster and be what they were in '98 to 2000. That's never going to happen. Like
Well,
that's just never
what's
going
the-
to happen.
Well, then what's the point? I guess is my
I mean,
question.
The rub.
I didn't see it.
The rub
To
for
be
all
in
the younger
TNA,
guys.
You're going to
They
draw a
were,
crowd.
but they were on NXT. I thought, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because they have a relationship with
Why?
TNA.
No, I
Because-
get that part, but why? Why were they there?
They got
I
challenged.
mean,
If you're
they got
asking
challenged.
storyline wise,
if they're gonna put somebody over, then I'm down with that.
Well, they're-
Otherwise, no.
they're gonna have a banger
Yeah.
with Fraxium coming up here, and I think they'll put
That's
Fraxium
fine
over.
as long as Fraxium wins.
Yeah, Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, they boosted the ratings for NXT. NXT's super happy now. Sorry, CW is super happy. They said they're actually going to profit in 2026.
Well, like I mean,
yeah, that's doing crazy.
They're doing the NXT ratings are doing really well.
But that's the kind of stuff that and God, I can't believe I'm actually saying this because I'm gonna sound like such a mark right now. That's the kind of stuff that what do we call? We don't call them the common fans. What do we call them? We call them the casuals, right? The casuals go, "Hoo, they're back," and then they
but I know, Dave, but that's money. That's why they're doing it. Like, of course,
I agree, but what I'm saying is, for the long-term storytelling of it all, it eventually eats itself. No.
Because, I mean, if they beat everybody, then
if they do what Edge did,
yeah, as long as they put somebody over, I think it'll be great. If they don't, I'm gonna be like, what?
If they did what if they did what Cope Hogan did when he came back,
it happened on a third brand. So whatever. Like I don't see like.
I see your point.
Yeah, realistically, they should actually go over.
If they're brought out at WrestleMania and they beat someone at WrestleMania, I see your point, but like I don't.
Well, if you believe the rumors, they said that they're hoping that the Hardys are available for summertime for the main roster. Not necessarily to be signed as WWE stars, but like with TNA.
SummerSlam, they need to fill 2 nights of SummerSlam. So why not?
So it's only 8 matches, Jess.
What for SummerSlam?
Yeah, between the 2 nights.
2 nights is only 8 matches.
Yeah.
What
2 nights, 8 matches. That's 14 matches, Dave.
No, I just 4 apiece. You know what I'm saying to you?
Oh, 4 apiece.
Well, even if it was 8 matches a night, that's 16, not 14, bud.
I didn't hear that part.
He said 14. Yeah, just said 14.
He said 14.
Yeah.
Hey, 7-7. I knew what he was going. I knew.
Oh shit!
7,
because he was AEW at 7 matches.
Oh,
come on.
AEW at 7 matches.
Don't do that to Jess. Don't do that to him. Don't.
Gotta break his balls a little bit,
Don't mess with the Steiner math. Come on.
Gotta bust the balls.
What are you talking? 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 matches.
No, you're right.
AEW Steiner math. Come on. It's all good.
That's not. I don't know what you're saying. So yes, AEW Revolution does have 7 matches, and I'm sure it'll be a 3.5 hour 4 pay. So they're going to be at the Formula. I will not.
That's right.
At the Crypto Arena. It's going to be at the Staples Center.
Are you guys going?
I hate the crypto. Huh?
Are you going? Are you guys going?
No. It's just a Sunday night. Like
that's
if it was on Saturday, I would go. It's Sunday night.
Man.
I won't get back from LA till
only there was a promotion that had pay-per-views on Saturday nights, man.
Well,
I'm just kidding. Yeah, they
AEW does, but for some reason I don't know why they had Revolution. They'll have like one random pay-per-view on a Sunday. I have no idea why they do that. But we have Will Ospreay against Kyle Fletcher, which is going to be in a steel cage, which is going to.
Is that this Sunday?
Still the show. No, it's the next.
Oh, I was gonna say, Jesus, man,
Yeah, it's the next.
Okay.
Then we have MJF against Heyman Adam Page, which I hate the storyline, but the match I'm sure will be fine. Yeah, relatively, that's true. Swerve Strickland against Ricochet, which actually, so here's the deal.
They're doing work there.
Ricochet's fucking nerd,
yeah,
it's kind of getting over.
It's shining. Yeah,
he's Andrew Tate adjacent. He's like Ricochet.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Is he what? He's what?
Andrew Tate adjacent.
He looks like Andrew Tate kind of.
Oh my god, oh my god, I never.
Is that what he's supposed to be trying to be playing?
You nailed it.
I know it's supposed to be like culty like that he's doing. But I've seen the promo that he did. It was he's coming into his own.
He's improved so much.
Oh yeah.
For all these memes that came out that he sucks on the mic and everything, which he did. But this is why I love other companies to be around, right? I'm not saying that AEW is better than WWE. Come on. But at the same time, you get these little nuggets and they go there and they learn. So when he goes back to WWE, and you can't say he won't because he will eventually. Yeah. They all do, especially if they get super successful. You don't think that Triple H is chomping at the bit for Tony Storm's contract to come up? Come on.
Of course.
Yeah.
God.
You can't wait for that contract to come up.
Come on. Industry changer.
But Ricochet has really made the best of all the negative press that he got when he came over. Oh, he can't talk, he can't do this. He's been fucking funny. Like he's been really, really good.
Yeah, that's good.
He's starting to figure it out, man.
And that I can't see him and Swerve not being a great match. I can't.
Oh yeah, that's you already
and
know.
Then we have Mercedes Moné defending her TBS championship against Momo. Nobody really knows who Momo is, so maybe that might be like. But Mercedes, let me be clear.
She's the best. I'm telling you.
I know that people had she had a negative stigma because she walked out of WWE, so all the WWE loyalists are going to be like, "Fuck that bitch. She's never going to be anything." But she worked the ring rust off, and Mercedes looks like she used to look. Not necessarily NXT. I'm just saying she looks good. She has been really well. All of her matches have been pretty good and pretty good
Just
to great.
also,
And
you have to argue who you're dancing with too. That's part of it. She's
and she's trying to she's trying to give the younger people a spotlight. I know she beats everybody, but at the same time,
She's
like
5-star matches with everyone, I think, except for Britt Baker. That's her only I mean,
Craig, let me ask you something. Who's that
absolutely
5 stars
found
according to you? Is that according to you, or is that according?
oh my god,
no,
not-
that's
not
Dave
me.
Meltzer.
Oh, okay. But all the highest that Vengeance Day NXT got was like 4.5 stars. Yeah, cool. Good job.
And they added another match this week for the AEW Women's Championship. Timeless Toni Storm defends against Mariah May. I enjoy their program. I enjoy their matches.
They're always
I
good.
think that this will be good as well.
Oh, it's called Hollywood Ending, and it's in LA.
they've given Mariah May some room to breathe too. Like she's kind of gotten back at Tony Storm the last couple of weeks. They've been this has been planned out for some time between the two of them to work this through. It's really good.
Maybe they come back together. I bet they do.
That'd be
Best
fun.
friend. Then we have
What's
Takashka against Kenny Omega for the AEW International Championship, which will be fucking amazing. I think I finally said his name right. And then in the main event, I can understand the underwhelmment. John Moxley defends the title against Cope. for
Cope
the
Hogan.
AEW World Championship.
Cope Hogan. At it again. No, just kidding.
Cope Hogan. Cope Hogan. I've never heard that before. That's the best thing.
I saw someone make an AI generated of Edge with Hogan's gear on, and it was fucking funny.
Cope Hogan. That's the best.
That was his WWE run. His last WWE run was Cope Hogan, dude. He literally didn't put anybody over. Like he did not put
all
anybody
the
over.
time now. Cope Hogan. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Can we get a Cope Hogan chant
Oh, brother,
started
yeah.
by then? You think?
Cope
By the
Hogan.
pay-per-view, by their
So
PLE?
here's the deal. Here's the
Hollywood
deal.
Cope Hogan.
If it ends,
Cope Hogan.
if this fucking pay-per-view ends with Moxley just choking Cope out and doing what he normally does, I will finally say, okay, let's put the death nail in the Death Riders. However, I think to mix things up and get a little bit of energy and then maybe have the Death Riders kind of reform and sort of like figure out like their individual identities. And I know I'm giving AEW creative way too much credit. I think Cope needs to win, and then he could lose it and all in. That's fine, but I think you put it on Cope. I think you break up the Death Riders and you get them to kind of. I just want a storyline where we know what the.
You need
fuck
to
they're
meet
doing.
adversity, right? You need
Like,
some
I
adversity.
get
for
that
the
John
Death
Moxley every week paces back and forth with his wife
Right.
there interviewing him, and he has the title in a
Right.
briefcase, and he's like, "You don't know, you don't know." I was like, "Yeah, no, none of us know, Mox. Like none of us do. So tell
What
us." So I need some depth in the Death Rider storyline. I'm not against a heel faction like that. I'm not. I'm just saying like you need to show a crack. Remember when Luger, which I hopefully we'll have time to talk about Luger, but remember when Luger beat Hogan before the Sting payoff? Like
Yeah.
that was a very ballsy move by WCW, but it ended up being one of the best Nitro moments. And then Hulk beat Luger a week later, and
right.
you know, a lot of people were like, "Why did it even happen?" I'm like, "Well, it popped a rating. It was for a special
Yeah.
Nitro. I think it was like their 100th Nitro, or they had it was some anniversary Nitro." And he beat Hulk clean and made him tap in the fucking torture rack. And we all thought everybody was going to run down because like Hall and Nash start running down and people start throwing shit in the ring already because like it's going to end in a DQ, and then it didn't. And he put Hogan in the rack, and when even the ref was like he gave up. Like it was such an.
It was
amazing
great,
moment.
dude.
And
That
Luger
I still love that
everybody
fucking
coming in
moment.
and
I'm just hanging, man, putting the boat in the water.
So
Aw,
the thing
that's
is like you need that moment for Moxley. If Death Riders are going to mean anything ultimately to AEW,
have
they're gonna do anything.
I have a moment for the Death Riders. What if this is going to be really stupid? It could be really funny.
Great shirt, by the way.
But we don't know what's in the briefcase, right? What if?
Oh, real
Cope
quick,
does-
hang on. We do.
What?
The AEW title is supposed to be in the briefcase.
No,
But
well, I know that. I know
No,
that.
but let me pause your thought. I want you to talk about it. Hang on. So, but then afterwards, what my point is to the Death Riders is after Hogan lost, they did right before they went off the air. They were in the back, and Hogan was like, "You guys, look, you dropped the ball. Okay, I didn't mean that." Like, and then you saw the first crack in the foundation of the NWO at that time, and you're like, "Oh, like."
which is where Sting was eventually supposed to break it down, but they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't pay it off, but I mean, go ahead, Dave. But I mean, that's what I want from John Moxley and the Death Riders. I want that.
Right.
You need to show a crack a little bit, show maybe a little dissension, so we have something to look forward to instead of every week Moxley just coming down from the crowd and choking someone out with a side headlock, and then him going and then we go off the air. Like,
And they kind of figured it out this last week because they got some comeuppance and Willow beat the shit out of what's her face with a chair, and so to see them laid out, they actually got nice crowd reaction and good pop.
Yeah,
They're
that
going
needs to
the
happen.
core.
I just want to see a horrifying moment where Cope does beat him for the title, and they open it up, and there's just a pawn receipt for the title in there. Like they pawned it.
Or if it's
It's
a
like-
Cobra.
That would be the last. They zooms in on the briefcase and it's a pawn ticket.
Edge with his fucking
like,
eyes popping out like,
oh.
what?
You
And then we're
pawn-
like,
you pawn the title? It's
and then
worthless.
it
That's why we
cuts back to
pawned it.
Tony Khan going, "What happened?" And then
Or it's a,
just
it's a
fucking goes up here.
contract to fight for the real AEW championship.
Fuck, that would actually be fairly brilliant.
I don't
Like
know.
that would be low key brilliant if Cope beats him and the place goes crazy, and then Cope beats the thing open with a stick, and then opens it up, and it's like you just won a shot at the world heavyweight champion. That would be fucking. That would actually be brilliant. Like
You're
to be
welcome.
honest,
You're
that'd
welcome.
be brilliant. Look at Cope's face. He's like, "My name is Cope,"
Huh?
and he's reading it, and he's like, "Cope Hogan says I don't like this," and like
the
he-
things that we flesh out in front of dozens of
That's
women.
not gonna work for me, buddy.
Holding up like a- Oh, oh.
And then Cope comes out every week. He wears it like a belt, like
He has to tape it on him. He was like, oh god.
Cope Hogan. God damn it, that's the best thing.
When
ever.
they like Cope Hogan, you know you're gonna tape it to your chest. Yeah.
Because this is an official.
Oh my god. You guys saw what The Rock did?
What did
No,
I
you
do?
Didn't he do something with the monster?
Oh
truck
my
or
God.
Holiday or something?
He showed a belt. It's the weight belt like last year. It says
Oh.
Cody So on it, and it has the death of Dusty Rhodes' date on it.
Fantastic.
Oh,
So
mean,
he's
The
still
Rock-
doing a good job of winning him over.
what's
That's
up?
gonna be like a 20-minute.
That's what I'm saying,
segment.
dude. There's a fucking story. Great story. I love it.
Well, I hope it hooks me.
There's so
Hope
many
it hooks
different
me.
stories there.
So,
I
cuz I'm just gonna tell you, you can't simultaneously be blowing your wad over a 20-minute Cody segment without a match and still be mad about carrying across only making it over on social.
No,
You can't do that. You can't do both.
no,
You
but
can't do
What if-
both.
because they're
what if
planting
the
the seeds for
Wyatt-
WrestleMania, so I'm excited for
You
what the
can't-
overall
you think
story is
Car-
gonna
Do
be.
you think Carrion's gonna be at WrestleMania? Is that what you're
Craig,
telling
Craig
me?
has this.
I hope so.
Craig,
Stop it.
what's
Yeah,
the
Craig, what's
solution,
the solution? Yeah, what is it?
The Wyatt Six are going to be the one to take Cody's soul.
I mean,
they're just gonna cram like everybody that hasn't been featured on TV. They just all do it.
Just go,
Yeah, okay, see you there.
I don't know why their logo was in the background of that Rock Rolex picture, but yeah.
all of a sudden, he can't do the crossroads. He's like, "Ah."
It's-
Yeah, he gets cursed. Like Papa Shango, the black tar starts falling from his face,
uh-huh.
and he
No.
vomits.
They
and he
changed the
vomits in
lyrics
back.
to his song that it's adrenaline in my heart because he has no soul. Like he has.
I will quit wrestling right now if that happens.
Adrenaline in my heart.
Guys,
This
I'm gonna
podcast is
retire.
over if that happens.
Producer.
Over.
Yeah,
As long as we're getting good content, either way. Not all of my favorite
I
wrestlers
don't
are going to
wanna
be
take
on the
2
top.
minutes now. I don't know if you want to bring up Luger. Luger.
Yeah, bring up
did
Luger.
The interview with
My guy,
Chris Van Vliet. Is that how you say his name? Vliet.
Van
doesn't
Vliet.
matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it does matter.
Doesn't matter.
Speaking of a guy that doesn't have a
And,
soul,
He
He's
talked to
gonna-
Luger.
He's
Luger
gonna
confirmed a
walk.
lot of stuff. The big thing too is that he asked him. He's like, "Do you accept ownership like into the contribution of Elizabeth dying?" And he goes, "Yes." Like he's like,
Fuck.
"I do 1,000%." I'm
powerful.
paraphrasing.
yeah,
I'm
that's actually pretty.
paraphrasing, but he said, "Yeah, I do," and he's like, "Absolutely, like the party." And Chris even said something really good. He's like, "So it's a thing of like you have her with you, that influence is going on with her, and you're a big guy, and you know how to party hard, and then you have this little petite woman, she just can't keep up." He's like, "Oh yeah, like that all factored into her dying. It was just like." He's like,
That's sad.
I was gone. I was
He
lost in
said-
alcohol.
He said, "Yeah, I was more concerned with what it was going to do for my career than kind of."
That
for
was the clip.
time,
Yeah,
like, I
that was the clip
oh,
that that Cuz was gonna play, but we realized we couldn't hear it. That was the clip that I snipped. Was he was like, this is the old Lex talking. After she died, I mean, I knew it was like heavy and deep, but I was more concerned about my career. How am I gonna look after this? And he's like, that's how sick I was and how bad
An
I
addict,
was,
yeah.
and yeah, I was an addict and I
There
was an
was-
alcoholic and. No
Pretty
one's
fucked
ever
up.
gonna love me again. No one's ever gonna love, me in wrestling.
There
I'm
was,
never gonna get
another,
a job again.
there was another clip that I saw from Lex on that interview that moved me even more, and it was so sad to hear it. And but he still understood why it was happening. He's like, I don't have a relationship with my kids.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I totally understand why. And they had to be sheltered from their schools. They had to be ushered out. They were getting death threats. They were getting, just maliciously attacked in school because of
That's
what
great.
was happening in my career, and also what happened with Elizabeth at the time. and I just didn't care. I didn't care. I wasn't there. I didn't go back and try to see them and console them, and they've chosen not to have a relationship with me. And I get it. I actually get it, and I feel bad about it. It is on me. And he publicly said like they don't talk to him. He's got to be incredibly alone.
I'll put money on him, and he's been working with DDP too. I would not be surprised for him to go in the Hall of Fame this year and actually.
I hope so.
Well, he's working on walking the podium.
And it doesn't erase everything he did because we have to, we love wrestling and we've seen Lex, like throughout the years, and we've had mixed opinions about him, but we've done a legacy in our archives. And we looking back at some of the Luger stuff from 88, 89, we're like, he was actually good. Like he wasn't like as bad as we thought. Like later he got, like worse. But I mean, the thing about Luger is he was selfish and he won't deny it. And he did legitimately go through a transformation. It's hard to, when somebody is that kind of like negative and then they turn it around, he really has, like in the last decade, worked on himself and tried to be like the best Lex that he can. And like he understood. And now when he was talking in that interview, he was talking about Lex Luger in the past tense. Like that was the old, like he was almost talking about this is just a different guy that did all these things. And man, like, he's had a hell of a career, like he's been in there with like the biggest names ever. He talked about the Yokozuna thing, about how I said it on one of our old episodes because people were like, what a fumble that they didn't put the title on him. And I was like, yeah, but what if it was never planned? And Luger was like, it was never planned. Like I was never going to beat Yoko at SummerSlam. It was Vince always said from the start, when I crown my champion, it's going to be at WrestleMania at Madison Square Garden, WrestleMania 10. That was Vince's plan from the beginning. And he told Lex said flat out, I'm not saying I'm going to put it on you, but if I do, it's going to be at MSG, so don't ever expect it any other time. And Lex was like, I got it. So Lex was like, Vince and I had an understanding from the beginning. When he put me in the Lex Express, when he did all that stuff, he even kind of shit on Bruce Pritchard a little bit, but he was positive because he's that way now. Like he was like, Bruce Pritchard edited those videos and they tried to like
make it like he was miserable,
that I was negative, like when I was on the bus and I was miserable. He was like, that wasn't true. He was like, we had a good time on the bus, we laughed, we enjoyed. He's like, it's not always fun sleeping in a can, but he's like, I was fine with it. But he's like, I saw the documentary on the A&E. I understand why they did what they did because they had to put a little storyline and hook in there. But he's like, it really wasn't true. Like I wasn't like really like hating on the fans,
and obviously he's honest enough now to say if he was a problem back then, he would have done it.
Yeah.
That's why I love the honesty. That's all we really.
He's admitted to everything else. Why would he disagree on that?
Yeah, and he just said like Vince came up to me and he's like, I'm gonna put the title on Brett, and he was like, Brett's a great champion. What am I gonna do? But no, like no, you can't put it on Brett. Like he's like, yeah. So the whole thing. Yeah, the whole thing was like Vince wanted to make another like upper mid card guy that sold a lot of merchandise that was a USA guy, and like Hacksaw was, and he's like, that's what
he was Hacksaw basically.
That's what they Hacksaw Lex Luger. That's what they wanted. Like he's like, that's what they wanted. He's like, he never promised me the title. We didn't change plans at the last minute. It was always Vince told him from the beginning.
He was at the bar and he told the guy.
Yeah, and basically he didn't talk about that rumor specifically, but the way he laid it out was like that never happened. Like he didn't tell someone in the bar the night before that he was going to win the title, and Vince is like, well, now you're not. Like the main event of WrestleMania was planned when Vince decided. It was Yoko and Brett.
Who reported that? Fightful. No.
So it's good to hear, and yeah, like Lex was always known as kind of like a dickhead, and everything. But he always said, Sting never gave up on me. He was like, there was a handful of guys that called. DDP was one of them. Vince called him after Elizabeth died and just said, I just want to make sure you're all right. And he was like, yeah, but he was like so far into drugs and alcohol, it just didn't matter. But he's like, there was a lot of people that reached out to me, and he's like, but Sting never gave up on me. He was the only guy that's like, I'm here when you're ready. Like, Lex, like, I know you're not this guy. Like, you need to wake up. And he's like, yeah. And then, then they had the faith thing and all that stuff. And that's awesome. Like,
I love
that
Sting.
turned it.
God damn.
Yeah, Sting's awesome, dude.
Sting's amazing.
He's just a good dude, man. Just a good, solid guy.
It's one of the reasons why I still think of Revolution last year when his retirement match. Like, it didn't matter where he retired or whatever. Like, that video clip and everything. And when he said goodbye, I was like, man, like, this is one of the real ones, like this is one of the last real ones. Like,
it's what WWE should have done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they fucked up on
I
that
know,
one.
but I like him better as the anti. He wasn't anti WWE because he's always
It's
talked
true.
positive.
Yeah,
I mean,
Jess, you're right. You're right
his
on
character was the anti WWE. Like he didn't need them. He went to TNA when he could have went in 02, 03, and he didn't. And I'm like that he made that choice. I like that Sting retired outside of the WWE.
Maybe
I'm
we
glad
can-
he had his run. We had a WrestleMania moment with him. We were mad about who won, but it doesn't matter. I'm glad that we got to see Sting come down on the stage in front of fucking 70,000 people. He deserves it, and it's awesome. Like I don't know how we got on Sting here, but I mean, like he's just one of the best. Like
Only
I,
Hogan could have
that.
like that type
This-
of
this is
transformation.
Sting.
Come
yeah,
back
Hogan
and
and Flair just can't get out of their own way. Hogan and Flair, it's like the two greatest names of the 80s, right? Like in the early 90s, and it's like they can't fucking go away like that. But Sting figured it out. I don't know, it's weird.
imagine just Hogan having a transformation. You know what, brother? It's time to put over the younger talent. He's just having like hardcore matches with Darby Allin and shit.
He's 70 years old. He's letting
Falling
everyone
off
beat
that
him.
ladder through that glass like Darby. Like, oh, bro.
Nobody needs to see that, bro.
I don't know. A lot of people might want to see that.
I might want to see it.
He's on NXT. He's just he's beating everyone.
Just like fucking doing,
every week.
yeah, just.
Like the
Dude.
Hardys beat him and Moose beats him.
Oh, brother.
He's getting hit with fluorescent lights and stuff.
Just O.W.P just squashing him, just fucking
Jordan Grace just beats him, like picks him up and does her thing. It's just
makes him tap out and everything. Oh, brother,
and we're
oh,
like, Hogan's not a bad guy. He's
no, no thanks.
changed.
changed.
I don't need a reason to empathize him. No.
I
Pretty fun.
concur.
Pretty
I wish
fun.
he gave back. I wish he gave back better. I concur.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
if you were a
yeah.
fan that met him, you can't complain though, right? Because he's always treated fans good. Apparently,
Oh yeah,
I've never heard a bad story about with a fan interaction with him.
I've never
Not
heard
with a-
about
not
that
with a
reaction,
fan.
but I also think they need to get back to the industry a little bit more and stop fucking selling.
Yeah,
yourself, even
for
when you're
sure.
60 or 70 years old, like stop acting like you're the main event. So if I come back, he's like 70 something. Am I going to beat Roman Reigns? No. He's like fucking. Like, I mean, that's his
Yeah.
attitude. Like it's fucking.
I mean, he had no
Can
choice
I-
in the ruthless
can I
aggression era
pitch
because
my
those guys would have
beer?
kicked his
Yeah,
ass for real.
You can
Kurt
come
Angle.
back. You can pitch your beer, but you're not
You-
you're not wrestling.
Do you think that's what it is? When his 2002 to 2005 run, do you think the only reason he even agreed to put over guys like Angle and Brock and those guys like because they would probably beat the shit out of him if he fucking got stupid?
Well, that and Vince was giving him money, like you know what I mean, like good money.
Oh,
Like,
brother,
so,
fine. He's all you want to put over fucking Spike
I think
Dudley.
right
I'll do
after
it,
that
brother.
Was the right after that was the reality show too. So like he was rolling.
Yeah,
with
he
that.
was. Yeah, I guess.
And then people found out he was
Still one of his
scumbag
best
with
runs though.
prison.
I'm still going. I'll still go on record and say that every time. Still his best run.
It was fun.
Even Flair, like Flair having fucking getting bloodied up by a Taker and having great matches, and even Flair had a match with Vince. Everyone had a match with Vince, and everyone had a banger of a match. Mick Foley, Hogan, Flair, they all had.
I'll never forget.
Hart?
It was kind of
Brad
sitting
didn't have
there.
anger, but it was,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
it
willing
was
to make
sitting
money
there.
off everything he's done.
Angle beat Hogan. Hogan hit him with the leg drop. When he landed the leg
It's the
drop,
best.
Angle caught the leg
It's
and
the
stood
best.
up and put him in the ankle lock. And it was probably one of the
Tapped
most
him out.
creative fucking. Yeah, Hogan let him decimate the leg drop, and
Yep.
then Hogan tapped out for the first time in his career.
fucking great. It was awesome. It was an awesome moment. Like I love that,
And then he still can't figure out how to get back to the industry. But anyway,
brother.
I digress.
Yeah, brother. I mean, I just put over Kurt Angle,
Yeah.
brother.
We're an
Fucking
hour and
dude.
3 minutes. How this is our first
Nobody
test
is.
live on YouTube. This is good stuff. We're breaking ground here.
We're on Unscripted.
All right.
Now you don't have to worry about tomorrow. Waiting for tomorrow to see it, right? Right before the pay-per-view.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
It's been a great.
sorry,
great
Craig. What were you
night.
gonna say, buddy?
I
Historic
was
night.
just gonna say where everyone can see us.
Oh well, right now we're on YouTube and Twitch.
At the matches.
No, at the
Oh, sorry.
matches!
All right. Well, I guess you'll see it on the TV, but the stream is over.